What's up, guys? So I want to give an overall overview of my thoughts of the crypto market right now, where we're at, how much longer this is going to go, some of the opportunities that I see, some of the annoyances that I see right now. So I've been in crypto for 10 years if you're new to this channel. And, this is my third bear market. Now we're in this weird kind of quasi bull market. And anecdotally, a lot of the people that I know that have been heavy in crypto in previous cycles are not as deep in it and have not taken their positions this bull market or this whole surge. They might have a little bit running, but they don't have kind of their major bags, and it kind of caught a lot of people off guard. And you kind of see this with some of the volumes. The Bitcoin volumes have not really kind of quote unquote been impressive. And that was sort of the weird thing about the surge. And it's like, okay, this thing keeps going up on low volume. Other stuff went up on low volume, and a friend of mine and I were talking about this. And one of the things that we saw that was kind of on low volume, and there wasn't a lot of news necessarily, was injective protocol. And then it was popping off. Various different themes obviously have popped off. Some of the gaming stuff, clearly. And then the meme tokens, stuff's popping off. And then all the smart contract platforms for the most part. And if you've been watching this channel, I've kind of clued you guys in on this and what I thought was going to happen and if it was the real deal on some of the stuff like the Solana pump. I was saying the volumes looked legit on Solana. And that I saw the same kind of thing for a lot of these other chains that were smart contract platforms, Phantom, Avalanche, stuff like Tron. Obviously we talked about ICP and Jerry Banfield's play of ICP, and that we should take note because the guy can push traffic and he's pumped video after video after video, educating people. And a lot of stuff becomes marketing and education about these different projects. Obviously something can have a great technology and not really get pumped. And then the crazy thing about crypto is these meme tokens, these meme coins can just pop off unbelievably, high, and percentages and the multiples that they pop off by are just, unmatched even by stuff with really, really great technology. So that can kind of be an annoyance or sort of a frustration for some people. But again, do you want to play in the meme coin space? Do you want to play in the meme tokens and stuff like that? Which I personally do, obviously. So it is part of my strategy. It doesn't have to be part of your strategy. You could, obviously there's infinite amount of ways to make money in crypto. You could just be a Bitcoin trader. You could just be a Bitcoin long-term holder. You could hold Bitcoin, Ethereum, and BNB, so on and so forth. You can do as much or as little as you want. Just don't be a no coiner, because obviously continually feeling like you're missing out. You need to get active. Even if you don't have a lot of money, there's always something you can do in the crypto space to try to get active, whether that's blogging, play to earn games, different things like that, that you can engage and try to earn a little bit of crypto. There's obviously faucets and trying to go after airdrops and stuff like that are maybe free, that might just leverage your social influence and the fact that you have social media accounts. Like I said, a lot of the people that I know aren't as deep or weren't kind of in position for this particular surge, because typically if you go by the 4-year cycles, our peak would be in 2025. And if you went back 4 years, we had an aggressive dump at the end of 2019. It dumped very, very hard. And, but now after 10 years, almost 10 years of hearing ETF proposal, there could be an ETF, literally since 2014, this has been repeated and repeated and repeated. And it could happen, guys. It could happen. And I do think that is going to bring a lot more attention, to the space. And it's going to bring a whole subset of investors who would have normally not maybe gotten involved or not gotten involved as heavily as it would have before. Now, how that's going to push it, I'm going to talk about that in another video. But some of the frustrations with the crypto market right now is the fee issue has never been resolved. Ethereum was supposed to scale. Ethereum is supposed to be a world computer, all this and that, and going to proof of stake and doing some of the improvements that they did. It has not really solved, the fee issue. It's hard to do anything on Ethereum for less than 40 or 50 bucks. Same thing with Bitcoin. And the argument over expanding the block size on Bitcoin goes clear back to 2015 or earlier. And I've been hearing this over and over again. And that's why in the 2017, 2018 cycle, we had Bitcoin Cash, and some of these other forks, all these Bitcoin forks, to try to break away and, solve this fee issue and everything. And again, on Bitcoin, it's hard to do anything for under $40 or $50. Very, very frustrating. And you just can't move. You have, let's say, little bits in different wallets of Ethereum or Bitcoin. You just can't move. And we're not in a full-scale bull market. That's the thing people need to realize, is that the fees will go a lot higher. Now, what's causing all the fees on Bitcoin is ordinals. So if you don't know what ordinals are, it's basically NFTs, little pixelated, GIFs that are on the Bitcoin blockchain. And personally, I don't think that Bitcoin should have been used for that, or they shouldn't have done it in that fashion. But that's what they did. And so it's bogging down the Bitcoin blockchain, and the fees are as high as the fees were back when Bitcoin hit $69,000 in 2021. And, right now we're at $41,000 or $42,000. So the fees are just going to get outrageous. And there's also these BRC-20 tokens, and those are tokens on the Bitcoin blockchain, kind of like ERC-20 tokens on Ethereum. If you're newer, that would be like the original Hex contract or Chainlink, or these different tokens that are on the Ethereum blockchain. You can now have that type of thing on Bitcoin, which, to be honest with you, is weird, because back when I first got in, they had something called collared coins, and they were trying to do a similar type concept on Bitcoin. And then, after Ethereum came out, it was sort of one of those things like, yeah, it wouldn't make sense to use Bitcoin for that. All this time, fast forward, now it's like people are trying to use Bitcoin for that. And it's like weird. It's weird to me. But that's what's happening. There's a lot of money in that ecosystem. And that's where it comes from. That's part of the reason why they're doing it. You're tapping into this money source. There's all this money already associated with Bitcoin. You've got some of the most, obviously, like the most amount of wealth is in Bitcoin. So if you can tap into that wealth, then your project could bang pretty hard. So that's part of the reason why people do it. That's why people keep building on Ethereum. It's annoying with all the fees. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but that is why they're doing it. There's a money source there. So that being said, some of the narratives have played out that we've talked about some of the stuff with some of the meme coins and the tokens and stuff like that. I'd mentioned Bonk before. I was like, I don't trip out about this stuff. I don't say, oh, this is just another knockoff Dogecoin. This is BS. This is stupid. I just use that stuff to stack more Doge or stack more BNB, stack more Ethereum, stack more Bitcoin, whatever you're trying to do. Just use it for that. Don't get too greedy. Don't forget to take profits, and ride the rocket. Ride the rocket. If you want to play that game, ride the rocket. And the other video I mentioned that we see the same thing. Okay, that was on Solana, and then boom, Avalanche is banging out. We've got a couple bangers, meme coins, out on Avalanche. We got Cock Inu, and we got Microcock. So those are banging. Those are banging on the Avalanche ecosystem. And we'll see the same thing. Other meme coins popping up on Phantom, popping up on, Tron, various different other smart contract platforms. So that being said, the fees are an annoyance. The bridging is an annoyance. It's hard to get on and off various different chains. A lot of exchanges have pulled out of the market, like Bittrex is no more. Hotbit, they pulled the plug on Hotbit, probably more than a year ago. Some of their stuff started, needing KYC, like KuCoin. So it gets harder and harder and harder to move around, and the Canadians are having a big problem with this. And I do think this hurts the market overall. And then you say, like, well, how high could this go if most of the people haven't deployed all their money, and then various different countries, they're having a hard time, choosing a platform to be able to get on and off, or get in and out of the crypto market. So it becomes precarious, and it's like, well, how much energy can this boom last? I think it's going to move. It's going to keep moving until mid-January at the very least. I think that this whole ETF narrative will continue to propel itself forward, and we'll continue to get movement, kind of in that area, and it could be very, very financially beneficial if you can ride some of these waves and stack more, kind of solidify some of these positions, and do whatever your strategy is. But we're, again, like I said, I'm going to talk more about the ETF situation in the next video. All in all, like I said, there's all kinds of fees to bridge on and off. It was trying to charge me $80 to bridge from Binance Smart Chain to Avalanche. Various different issues. Sent a little bit to Probit, a little bit of Tether off of the Binance Smart Chain. That suddenly didn't come through. I've never had an issue with Probit. So these are frustrations. Every time, about the time you need maybe a little bit of money to switch over to another chain, or you want to do a test, or you want to move a bunch of money, and then suddenly there's some issues, some exchange breaks. That's why I say do small test, because I've done it before where I sent large amounts. I sent, this was last bull market, I sent 1 million Doge to hit BTC just to find out that they had blocked US customers. And then they had the funds like tied up for a while, and I was freaking out. Ultimately, I got it back, but I could never use hit BTC again because they again blocked US customers, and I didn't know that. So weird stuff happens, guys. You're gonna have to get creative. You have to have multiple entries and exits, both DeFi and centralized exchanges. You need all these entries and exits. When this does popping off, you got to get creative to be able to get on and off these chains. And it gets to be very hard to kind of move money around. And then you start feeling like everything's breaking on you. So again, the fees are annoying. Now, if you want to participate in the Ordinals thing, you could do it on Dogecoin. There's Ordinals, whatever, similar type concept over on Dogecoin. That'll be a little bit less fees. And then, the NFT space just continues. It's just weird. People are dealing with these huge fees and stuff on Ethereum. Like I said, it's hard to do anything for less than 40 or 50 bucks at this point, and it's just going to keep going up as the prices rise and people re-engage with some of this stuff. Now, a lot of this money is coming from levering other assets on the money markets and borrowing USDC, DAI, Tether, all this kind of stuff. And so it's hard to say how much of this money sloshing around is truly going to stay there, or if people kind of cover their positions or repay their loans, essentially. And but I do think this will last until mid-January at the very least. Anyway, guys, what are you guys buying? And are you guys engaging in the meme tokens? Are you guys chasing after some of the meme tokens on these various different chains? Subscribe to this YouTube channel and follow me on all social media at Brian Phobos, YouTube, Instagram, Steam, Twitter, Hive, DTube, Blurt, everywhere.